Welcome to the A to Z podcast. I am your side host, co-host, medium host, Eamon McElrath.
And I am your fake English. I speak English, but I'm not English. Other host, Zach Holton.
That was the most terrible English accent I've ever heard.
I don't believe you. Not even for a second.
All right here, we're going to have a little bit of an accent off. All right. So you name an accent, and we're going to see who can do the best one. Go.
I'm naming the accent.
You name it, and then I'll name it, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Icelandic.
What's that movie with Will Ferrell in it where he has Eurovision? It's a week. I feel like the posture kind of weird. I mean, is this German? I think I'm doing German instead of Icelandic.
I think your just go-to accent is German.
I don't think it is. All right, let me hear your Icelandic. I don't think you have one.
No. You got to give me a different one.
All right. Australian.
Oi, mate. You go over there and see the waves today, mate. They were pumping. It was so frothing out there. Great. Right. You see that? You see that roo? I threw the old boomer at it, hit him in the noggin, and knocked him out. Crazy, mate.
All right, I'm gonna give it to you. That was pretty good.
You want to go to Macca's later and get a Whopper.
Now, I thought it was called Macca's.
Macca's.
Macca's? I thought it was Macca's.
That's for those who don't know. That is Australian for McDonald's.
Australian. It's not a different language.
No, it's just an accent.
Okay. Hey, I heard you had a interesting question you wanted to share with me.
Well, not so much a question, but I have this book right here. Since in the last video or podcast, you had a bookcase behind you. So I got the only book that I have other than the Bible.
The only other book. Can we get a clear shot of that title there?
It's backwards. Is it backwards? It's backwards on mine.
It's not backwards on mine.
Oh, okay. So you had a bunch of books. I have the Bible in this book. Okay, so there's the Bible, number one. This book is...
Well, technically, if you're a good Christian, you know that there's actually 66 books in the Bible. The Bible is a collection of Bibles or books.
I see who went to Bible college.
Yeah, man.
So this book right here, this pages of literature right here, lots of pages of it, is the totally awesome book of useless information.
Ooh.
With a squirrel skateboarding on it.
I love that. Hey, side note, if we get $100 donated to our podcast, we will get that squirrel skateboarding tattooed somewhere on our bodies.
I don't agree to this, but
I think all right, $100 donated and we get a tattoo of the viewer's choice somewhere on our bodies that we agree on.
I don't. We would have to agree on it. That would be deep.
All right, we'll put that out there later.
Also, this podcast could end at any moment, so that would be dedication. But anyways, so what I thought would be funny is to randomly pick a page and read a useless fact for all of us today, so that our brains can get filled up with useless facts. So here's a random page. Boom. Here we go. It would take more than 150 million years to drive a car to the sun.
Oh, man, is that just useless? Man,
absolutely. Elon Musk, do something about that.
There is a car in space. There is a Tesla in space.
There is, but is it going to the sun?
I don't know. Is it just in orbit, right?
It is.
Jamie, can you look that up for us?
Yeah, Jamie.
Okay.
He's working on it.
Yeah. We'll get back to him.
Yeah. So Elon Musk, there's your next challenge. You can land a rocket. You can make a self-driving car. But can we get to space, to the sun in a car in less than 150 million years? If we can.
I think he'd be able to knock it down to like at least 149 million years.
I want to go in at least a year.
Okay. Like a year from now, or you just want like a year-long trip to the sun?
A year-long trip to the sun.
Okay. So then that begs the question. If you're taking a year-long road trip to the sun, what would your playlist consist of for your music?
My playlist? Strictly, I would have the Arthur theme song playing on repeat.
Wait, can you give me a rendition of the Arthur theme song? Because I don't remember it.
Let me play it in my head. Let me think. What is it? How does it start off?
I'm loving it.
I can't think of it. What is it right with each other.
Arthur.
Hey, I can't remember it. I just remember the A part, and it's Ziggy Marley singing it. Bob
Is it,
Marley's
oh,
song.
it is Ziggy Marley. How did I know that?
I don't know.
Oh, dude. Because that was like revolutionary to me as a child. Not that I was a big Bob Marley fan, but I think when I found out Ziggy Marley, and then I found out Bob Marley had a son, I was like, oh, bro, he's just
I'm
a normal
looking.
person.
I should. I can't. I can't believe I don't have this.
Arthur.
No, it is not.
Arthur.
It is not that.
Hey, Arthur. Gonna watch Arthur on PBS.
Oh, here we go.
Hey. No.
Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet, and I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. When you learn to work and play and get along with each other. That was part of it. I don't want to get copyright because I know that was spot on to Ziggy Marley.
That was. Hey, and that is actually a wonderful segue to our first order of business. So, unfortunately, we have to take care of some business today.
That's right.
We've got some house cleaning we got to take care of, and one of the first things. So, just a little intro here. I guess 5-6 minutes in. We're not going to answer a question today. We're going to talk about business of the podcast. We said before, this is a community project. We're doing this together, even though it's just me and Zach on screen. But it's still a community thing because I don't know, that's what we're going to call it. And so we're going to talk about business today. And the first thing is, you may have really enjoyed our intro song. Zach, can you give me your best rendition of the intro song since we're just so musical today?
The instruments or the singing?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
It's just like the clapping, right? So I'll do the clapping, you do the singing.
Yeah, okay. And then it goes like this.
Okay, so hit us up if you need any Mongolian throat singing cover bands. So that is a song called Wolf Totem by The Who, which is actually a very central part to me and Zach's friendship. And unfortunately, we're afraid we're going to get so famous that we're going to get copyrighted. And then The Who is going to come after us and hunt us down and take it from us and probably sue us. And we don't want that because we want to be friends with The Who. Because we want to perform it on stage with them.
This is your The Who. If you're listening to this, you are invited to be a part of our podcast.
Yeah, I mean, just
yeah.
I would be perfect for your band.
It would. I would also. I have long hair.
You do. You could just whip it back and forth. Anyways, okay. So the question remains: what are we going to do for our intro? Zach, do you have any ideas?
Yes. One of my ideas is that, and you as a listener can vote on this, on what you want. Comment down below in the comment section what you would like. Would you, one, like us to come up with our own thing of me and Eamon like saying something just old silly goose style as our
silly
intro?
Goose energy.
Or the other option would be, there might be three options. The other option would be find a free song that we can use. I don't know if you know, but free songs are sometimes not the best because they're just, the quality is just not that great. So either us,
like the quality of my microphone.
Yeah. Either us come up with something old silly goose style, or free music.
Silly goose style. It's a new genre of music.
It is silly goose style. Or the third that I just thought of is like maybe you are just musically inclined and you're like, oh, I can make your intro song.
Oh, and then we can review it America's Got Talent style.
Yes,
and then we can film that on the podcast and then put it back out there.
That's right. I might not be Simon Cowell, but I will judge you as hard as he does.
Absolutely horrible. That's a horrible Simon Cowell accent. I'm sorry, Simon Cowell.
You got to do your hair like him, though.
Oh, just part right down the middle?
Right in the middle.
But this is just popular. This is how people part their hair nowadays.
I like it.
I think it's good. We're going to keep it like this the rest of the time.
I support it.
Okay.
So, what do you want? Do you want us to silly goose, free song, or you use your musical talents. You might have zero musical talents, but we still will review it and see if we
Yeah,
want to use it.
actually, I prefer people with zero musical talent to put in a what's the word?
To perform.
To perform. Yeah. Look, here's the thing: we're youth ministers.
Mm.
We're guys in our 20s.
In our 20s.
Can you keep affirming me the way you were?
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you. And just like logically, hypothetically, alphabetically, we're
A to
just
Z.
like A to Z, and we just don't want it to become this thing that's
Amen.
just like really difficult. You know what I mean?
Amen. Preach it.
Right. Look, man, we can't take ourselves too seriously here. All right. There's like 1,000 million other guys who are doing what we're doing, and so we want it to be fun. And I think if we had a grown man playing a ukulele and singing like Grace Vanderwall, that would be my ideal intro.
Yeah. So help us out with this. We're trying to decide. The truth is, if you do decide to comment or help us out and we don't like your ideas, then we won't use them.
Right.
So it could be totally useless. But I highly encourage you, leave a comment because we will look at it and we will take your comment into consideration.
This podcast has become our new obsession, and as soon as you hit comment, our eyeballs are gonna be on that comment.
Yep, I've downloaded an app that shows me right away as soon as somebody comments it, and it is like my new. I sit and watch my phone all day, and then when it's something, we've got a total of 3 comments on our YouTube channel, and
Can you quote them right now?
One says, it was Nathan, and I believe he said,
Shout out Nathan.
Shout out Nathan, who asked us the chicken question last week.
That's right.
He told us what grade he was in. I can't quote it word for word. Eli told us the difference between chicken and pastry and chicken and dumplings.
Shout out Eli Powell, best videographer in ever,
the whole world. And then one other person told us that they heard us talk about chicken and dumplings or chicken and pastry, and they went and made some.
Oh, really? Who was that? I didn't see that one.
It's on. I'd have to go look at the thing to see it.
Shout out that person.
Yeah, let me shout you out here in just a minute, but I gotta find it. So you talk, and I'm gonna interrupt you with who said that.
I'm gonna be honest, though, Zach. Can I be honest with you for a second?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's just I'm getting stressed out, dude.
Why?
I'm losing it. Just this business meeting. Like, we got to do something to make this fun, because if we don't, I'm gonna have an aneurysm or something. I don't know.
Well, that doesn't sound healthy.
It doesn't. So I need you to do what you
Amanda.
usually do. Shout out Amanda.
Shout out Amanda. Amanda Rhodes. She went to she goes to Broad Creek Christian Church, where I grew up going to church, and she said after watching this, I had to have some chicken and pastry. So she had some, and she called it chicken and pastry.
Well, it's actually called chicken and dumplings, but I mean that's okay, man.
If you actually read Eli's post, you would see that there's a difference.
Once again, it's just wrong. All right.
Well, anyways, why are you so aneurysmed up?
I'm just stressed, dude, and I need you to do what you usually do to calm me down. I need you to play me a song.
Oh, a song?
Yeah, I think it's time. So this is a new bit. We've been working very diligently on this. Oh my gosh, look at that. Is that a white man with a guitar?
You watch your mouth.
I'm intrigued. We're gonna write a song right now.
But what's it gonna be about? That's the thing. You gotta.
I think it's gonna be about why there's bad in the world. This is a callback to episode 2. That's right. We're only 3 episodes in. We're already making callbacks.
Referencing, just like we do in the Bible.
Self-referential, fourth wall breaking. This is for you, listener. All right, play me a funky beat.
A funky beat, or do you want What do you want? What's kind of beat? You want funky?
I don't know. Maybe
How
something
funky?
A little melancholy, but a little funky. Like I'm sad, but I kind of want to like a little bit of rhythm in my life. You know?
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, let me put this microphone. Can you hear me pretty good?
I can hear you. I can hear. Oh, hey! Before you get started, I just want to take this time to acknowledge that I was wrong last week, and I told you that it sounded like you were eating the mic, and in actuality, it was me.
Yep. So Eamon just wants to be louder than me and wants to steal all the voice and showtime. So I'm gonna snatch it right from him.
Okay, but I'm the one who's singing, so this is really going to launch my singing career, I think.
Hey, let me know if you can hear this pretty good.
Ooh. That's good. So when I'm sad and I'm on a podcast with my best friend, Zach, I just have one question. Why is there bad in the world? And I'm off key.
Sorry.
It's affecting me. The bad is right now. Why is there bad in the world? And we're gonna sing a song about it. The song is about the bad in the world, in case you guys didn't know, and why there is bad in the world. And actually, to tell you guys about why there's bad in the world, I'm actually just going to point you back to the podcast we listened to. We recorded last week because there a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into that podcast. And why is there bad in the world? Check out the podcast; you'll find out why. That was good. That's good.
That was beautiful. I think once we do enough of these, we need to release an album.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. And we can do like 30 songs, and it's only going to be like 3 minutes long.
That's right. So it's convenient.
Wait,
and you don't have to waste your life riding around in a car listening to it, even though that would be awesome.
Dude, are we going to resurrect Vine with our 30-second songs?
Bring back Vine.
Shut up, Vine.
Get out of here, TikTok. Nobody likes you, especially youth ministers, because we trash it all the time in youth group.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Vine's a different story.
Yeah, Vine was good. Vine was healthy, and then they just made it unhealthy, made it into TikTok.
Yeah. What? Such a sad story.
Yeah. Hey, you know what time it is?
It's Silly Song with Larry time.
Oh my gosh, is it really?
I don't know. What time is it?
I don't know. That wasn't in the show notes, but I mean, if you're gonna go all ad lib on me, I guess.
No, it's 6:59. That's what time it is.
Is it really? And we got 34 seconds until it's gonna be 7 o'clock.
Awesome. Hey, well, tell me what time it is.
It's time for analytic update.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a sad episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you explain analytic update while I'm getting this ready?
Yeah. So for those who may not know, analytics. That just broke my heart when it got on the screen. Yeah. Analytics it tells you kind of the science of, if you're doing podcast or videos, it tells you how many people are watching, who's watching, and how long they watch for. So if you didn't know, me and Eamon are watching everything that you do while you're watching our podcast. So those who are watching in weird places, we see you. No, not really. But we see your history and your science while you're listening. And I just want to say, I am saddened by by what I saw on our YouTube analytics.
Yeah. Is this the YouTube analytics behind me here?
This is the YouTube. This isn't podcast. This is strictly YouTube.
Okay.
And now let me just say something, okay? If you're looking at the screen, the 0.000 mark is the start of the video. And as you can see, it's very high. Very high. And let's see. It actually says 138 retention at this point. I don't know how you can get over 100%, but somehow we did.
That's right.
So, amazing start. Now let's just move to 5 minutes and 14 seconds. 21% still watching. Now my question is, what in the world are you doing at 5 minutes and 15 seconds that you can't watch anymore?
It's that darn TikTok.
It has shortened our attention span, and we can't even watch into 6 minutes.
If you can't listen to two youth ministers talk for 5 minutes, how do you think you're ever going to read the Bible?
Man, it's going to be a hard life. That's all I got to say. So, look, let me just say, it was a joke. I want you to know, half of what we say, I say half because we say we're going to get serious and talk about serious things, but we're also going to be silly. So this is
if anything, we need this part too as well.
Yeah. So this is the silly side talk right now.
But for real though, what's up? And then like on the podcast,
yeah,
like on the Anchor Analytics, which I thought this was what was behind me. Did you know, Zach, that only 17% listen to the whole episode?
Look, if you're one of those 17%, there's
shout
a high
out you.
Shout out you, but also shout out you that there's probably a high probability. There's a probability that there's a high probability. That's a sentence and a phrase that you aren't even listening right now.
Mm-hmm.
We should have said
how
this.
far we're into this.
We should have said this in the beginning.
We should have.
Because they're probably long gone by now.
The audience we're trying to get to right now has already turned us off.
So,
and you know what's really sad, dude? Can I share a grievance with you? And I'm not trying to air out my dirty laundry with anybody, but did you know my mom turned off the podcast 10 minutes into the episode?
Eamon's mom.
Jeannie, what's going on?
Jeannie, come on.
I just want to make you proud. And
support your son.
I just...
Man.
This should be our highlight clip for Instagram right here.
It should. But I do. Okay, so you see that graph? I want you to imagine if you saw this in your own life and you thought you were doing something good. You're like, man, we're really doing something. We're ministering. And then you look at this and you're like, what has happened? What is going on? What am I doing? Again, draw back to episode 2. Why is there bad in the world?
It's because you're not listening to our podcast.
Man.
Gosh. Do you think this is how God looks at humanity? And he's like,
analytics.
I just put out the Bible. And 7% of them read it. They're asking all these questions, and I gave it to them.
Oh,
and they're
man.
like, we don't like those answers.
Well, how do you think God
like
felt?
Your content.
How do you think God felt when He gave us Jesus? And God's, again, silly goose time.
This is silly goose.
This is not serious. God, because I don't believe God said this, but He was like, man, we're gonna get so many followers, and then 12 dudes followed Him. Like imagine making an Instagram page and you're thinking you're gonna get millions of followers, and you get 12, and then one of the 12 goes behind your back and tries to get you killed, and does. But that was the worst. Judas, you were the worst Instagram follower there is.
Shout out Judas.
No, I'm not shouting out Judas.
Okay, but like, don't you think? Me and my wife are having this conversation today in our morning walk, and I said, "Do you think Judas had a choice? Do you think he chose to do that?"
Amen. We agreed that we weren't going to get into deep, thoughtful conversation.
I just can't help it because, like, I'm just so deep, and I'm just so wide, and I can't help but have these thoughts that are like so deep and wide, and so I'm just asking myself, why aren't other people deep and wide like I am?
Well, maybe they are, but maybe you're just so boring that nobody wants to hear you.
I think it's not that I'm so boring. I think I'm just so soothing. I just put them right to bed.
So yeah, that's our analytics.
I'm hurt, dude.
I'm hoping and praying it gets better. And for the hold on a second. Let me look at my analytics again. Let me get sciencey on you. Let's go here. Let me get to it. Just give me 1 second. For the 5% out of 5% out of how many people saw this? It won't tell me. 153 people. Thank you. Thank you for listening all the way through.
115 people listen to it all the way through?
Yes.
Well, then these analytics might not be true anymore.
No, 5%. 5% of 153.
Oh, hold on. Do the math.
Math time.
It's math time. It's math time with Eamon and Zach.
That's not right.
You multiply the number by a percentage.
Uh-huh.
So you do, what was it, 5%? So it would be 0.05 multiplied by
it says 76.5, but that seems too high.
Hold on. 5%?
Wait.
Multiply the total number
Okay.
0.05.
Okay. So I guess about 70 some people watched it all the way through
Hold on. Out of how many?
out of 153.
Dog, that's 50%.
Well, look, I'm doing it on the calculator. So
Oh my gosh, you're doing it wrong.
hold on. Hey Siri, what's 5% of 153? Oh, 7 people. 7 people watched it all the way through.
Shout out to those 7 people.
Hey, you're the real winners.
You are the real winners.
Yeah. Hey,
And speaking of real winners, I'm sorry, we're gonna say something. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, hey, we're obviously just silly goose, and we know you got real lives and real things to do. But if you start it, hey, why don't you just come back and finish it off?
Yeah, dog. You can
Like,
start it anytime.
What do? You eat one slice of the pizza and you don't come back and eat the whole rest of it. You are wasteful, and you are part of the problem in this world.
You are honestly
You're part of my problem.
Wow, that's really.
I'm just joking. Silly goose time.
Eventually, you guys will get to know us so well that we don't have to say we're being silly gooses.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, speaking of you guys and why you're so awesome, some of you guys may have seen that we put out a thing on Instagram about a potential thing called Patreon. You want to explain Patreon, Zach?
Yes, I will explain it, and then I will say something after this. Patreon is a way to support the people you are either watching or listening to or finding entertainment or learning, aka this podcast. This is a way that a lot of YouTubers they are you as the listener can support who you're listening to financially. Now, we've already said before, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is just for better microphones. Hey, if you notice, the video is not as high quality. It's a little glitchy here and there if you're watching on YouTube. And you're like, hey, this is awful. Well, it's because we need something better. But so if you want to be,
do you see this microphone, everybody? This is a 20-year-old microphone from the youth ministry, if not older.
Well, this is a drum microphone.
That's a drum microphone.
Because my voice is so beefy, it needs a drum microphone.
This whole time I was like, man, his microphone looks so legit.
And you know what? That's half the reason I did it. I was like, this looks legit, but it's a drum microphone.
It looks like a podcast microphone.
Yeah, but it's a drum mic.
Yeah. All the stuff I'm using, this mic stand, the iRig, down to the dongle that's connected to my phone, is all from the church.
Same here, brother. Everything.
You're even in the church right now.
I'm in the church because I can't use anything else. Yeah, I'm in the church.
We broke. If we could, we would just be paid by living in the church, which Zach is almost halfway paid by living in the church.
That's right. And my hat. It says Sunrise Church of Christ.
Whoa! Where did you get that?
I made it.
Oh, can I have one?
I designed it. Here, look.
Is that I thought it was a tractor this whole time. Dude, that's so dope.
I designed that, boyo. I designed this whole hat.
Side note, send me the link to where you designed that on, because that's a dope hat.
I will show you. But hey, Patreon is a way for you as a listener or the watchers to support us. And we gave out some ideas. Do you want to go back and forth on the ideas that we gave out?
Not particularly for 2 reasons. Because
just shoot me down. Hey, Amen, why don't you just shoot down another one of my ideas? How about
Zach, that? You're so cute, and the people love you, but your ideas are trash.
Is it because
that was a silly goose? That was a silly goose moment.
Yeah, silly goose moment. All right, so what were you saying?
We have 10 minutes left on the podcast.
Okay, that's fine. We can go. We can go over a little bit.
Shout out why we need Patreon, so we don't have to get. Even a subscription to Zoom would be nice.
Yeah.
So good though. We don't expect anything.
So it's just a way for you to support us, so we can do and get better stuff. So this can be high quality and not look like we're recording underground.
Yeah, I do look like I'm in a bunker.
But I do want to say
right now.
I do want to say. So let me point at this camera. We, without even starting a Patreon, have our first Patreon supporter.
Ooh, you want to say who it is?
Yes, her name is Zuzana. She goes here to Sunrise, and she came up and she said, "Hey, I have something for you," and she gave me something. I'm not gonna say how much it was because that would be very rude. Um, and she said, "This is what she said." I will quote her. So, Susanna, thank you for saying this. But she said, "Get better mics."
Ooh.
She said it in a loving way, though. I added some anger in that, but she said, "Get better mics," and so
Go Susanna.
goes Susanna. She understands that that financial support is going to go to this podcast. And so we gave the idea of possibly starting that up so you could do the same in other ways. But also, you would be receiving something also.
What would they receive?
They will either receive do you want a silly goose time or be serious?
Okay, so just a quick recap. We offered a couple of different things. So Patreon works on a tier level, which means you donate certain kinds of money, certain amounts of money. You get
We've already
certain
said
items.
this.
Oh, right. Anyways, so we did a tier system of 5, 10, and 15. Who doesn't have $5? Me, which is why I'm asking for your $5. We asked, or we said, what was it? I can't pull up my thing. Credits. If you want us to shout out your name or a name at the end of our podcast,
It doesn't even have to be yours.
It doesn't have to be your name. It could be your grandma's name.
It doesn't even have to be a real name.
If you want us to shout out your grandma's name, you can give us $5. We will shout out your grandmother's name at the end of our podcast. We also said if you, that was another thing for $5. What was it?
There was early content, but nobody wanted that.
Yeah, I think everybody in the Instagram poll was like, yeah, absolutely not.
We don't want this early. But there was joining a group chat on Zoom where you could join us on a Zoom call.
For $10. You could join on a giant, it's like an online club. It's Club A to Z. And you know what? Everybody said no. They're like, which, you know what? Honestly, in hindsight, can I just be honest? I can see
be a little honest.
I can see why.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't.
Zach, we spent 2 years on Zoom calls. Who's going to pay to go back to that?
Oh, my goodness. Well, hey, this could be you getting a chance because there's some of Eamon's friends. I don't even know who you are. And some of Eamon's people, Eamon, some of my friends don't know who Eamon is. So it'll give you a chance to talk to each other, but also get to know other people that are also watching this podcast. And we could all trash it on a Zoom call.
Oh, we could just make one of our own podcast.
Yeah, we could talk about how awful it is.
Oh my gosh, it's so awful. They're so repetitive.
It's so awful.
It's like positively terrible.
Positively.
Positively. I don't even know if that's an English accent. All right, so anyways, moving on. And for $15, we offered, you could, actually for 10 we said online Zoom call or merch. And then for 15, we said...
I don't remember.
And for $15, you can give us $15.
Yeah,
and that'd just be like really nice.
We could also make one that's unedited, where you get the raw video. Because if you don't know, we do edit a tiny bit. We cut out some stuff here and there. But if you want the bloopers, the extra silly goose moments, you are seeing and hearing some silly goose moments right now. But if you want the extra, like I'm talking the mega silly goose moments,
mega super silly,
yeah, you can get that for the low price of $14.99.
$14.99.
Yeah,
bro.
But we also
$15.
Me and Eamon came up with some other ones because we were like, okay, obviously people don't want this.
So
what
we
do they
up
want?
The ante.
Yeah, so
we gotta get real serious.
One thing I suggested was, if you don't know, Eamon likes to go running and hiking, more running through the hills
in the mud.
In the mud in Kentucky. Wow, he's got a bowl of KFC in his hands, just shoving it down his gizzard.
Yeah, we call it the chicken run, and it's a really serious thing we do here in Kentucky.
Yeah, so he does that, and so one thing I said was, "Hey, Eamon," I said that. I said,
I just said, "Hey, Eamon," one day.
Yeah, I said, "Hey, Eamon, I don't have a jar, so I'm going to use this as an example." I said, "Hey, why don't we get some dirt off the bottom of your shoes after you run, put it in a jar, put a lid on it, date it, write your name, and we could sell that. Not sell it, but put it on our Patreon. It could be one of our things. You might say, I really want some Eamon shoe dirt, and you can have it.
You can have my shoe dirt for the low price of $5, and if you pay shipping and handling.
Yes. And
Shoe dirt it is.
I know this is silly, but people be buying silly things nowadays.
Bro, if you can buy bath water, you can buy some shoe dirt.
If look, you may be this person. I'm getting ready to step on your toes right now. If you're buying feet pictures, you need to check yourself. If you're buying bath water from somebody, you really need to check yourself. So you might, if you feel like I just came at you for a second, it's because I did. And I don't feel bad about it.
Side note, if those two things are happening in your life, get some help.
Yeah. There's counseling.
I don't know if there's counseling for those things, but
I will counsel you.
Man, just do something. And then so another idea we had is, in case you didn't know, if you don't watch the videos, if you're just watching on Spotify, Zach has really long, luxurious hair. Right? It's tied up in a knot right now.
Yeah.
But there was a time in his life where Zach really thought he could pull off dreadlocks. And he still has some of those in a baggie somewhere, right?
No, you're wrong.
Oh.
I trimmed my hair not too long ago. Trimmed. There's about hair that's this long.
Mm-hmm.
And after my sister got done trimming it, I picked up some of the locks. I taped them together, and I have them in a bag in my car.
Why are they just in your car? I hope that you get pulled over one day and then you have to explain why you have locks of hair in your Hummer.
You know how I just said if you're buying feet pictures or bath water, then you need to go to therapy. Somebody might be thinking, well, you have your own hair in a bag in your car. You might need therapy. And I would also say you are correct. I probably do.
I mean, it's between therapy or having a podcast with your friend.
I'm going with the podcast. This is like therapy for everybody.
That's true. Dude, we're single-handedly healing the world. So for $15, you can get some of my shoe dirt or some of Zach's hair.
That's right.
But
once the bag is empty, that's it. So this is a limited time offer.
That's true. Yeah, for a limited time, buy Zach's hair locks for $7.99.
Yeah.
Buy now.
So if you want to support us in those ways, hey, those are your options.
Those are the options.
Is it? No more. There'll probably be some more, but for right now, that's it.
There might be some more. Hey, what other orders of business do we have?
On my notes, I don't see anything else.
I don't see anything either. And I also see that we have less than a minute. So we can stretch this or we can end this.
I say stretch it just a little bit. Let's stretch it just a tiny, not too much, but just a tiny bit. Because less than a minute is a short time.
Okay. So how long are we going to stretch this for then?
I'm just joking. We can end this right here if you want.
Man, I can see why people don't like listening to our podcast all the way. All right. We're going to extend this for the next minute. So saddle up.
Saddle up. You're going to get the greatest minute of your life here in just a minute.
In just a minute.
I'm going to start a timer for 1 minute.
Okay, but we have less than a minute on the Zoom call.
How much time do we have?
It just says less than a minute. It doesn't tell me. I'm sorry.
And so this is in gallery?
This is in gallery, yeah.
Okay. So, if you wanted to know why we edit our videos, you might see why now. If you didn't notice, it was probably just a video of Eamon's face and not me. It's because, again, this is just reiterating. This is supporting the fact Eamon doesn't want me on this podcast. He wants to be louder than me, and he wants to be the only one on the screen. So, if you're watching the YouTube video, if you're watching this YouTube video, this makes sense to you. If you're not, go watch the YouTube video. Hey, does this conclude our business meeting for today?
Yeah, I think so.
Eamon is very hating himself right now. Very much so hating himself.
I'm not a proponent for hating yourself, but man, I just don't feel
Oi, little buddy. Don't hate yourself, little bloke.
I can't help it.
It's going to be okay, little mate.
Right, we'll figure it out.
So, hey, follow our Instagram. A to Z _ podcast.
No. It's A2Z podcast _.
A to Z podcast _. Follow our YouTube channel, A to Z and the Nonsense in Between podcast. Follow our podcasting places, which are, as of right now, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple, Castbox. Anything else?
Anchor.
That's right. And yeah, let me sorry. YouTube is A to Z podcast. That's just the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, is that Jason? Hey, Jason Derulo. Hey, come up in here real quick.
Jason Derulo. Hey, shout out Jason. Jason is the lead minister at Sunrise Christian Church and also my dad.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Jason the microphone for a moment. So here he is.
Hello.
Hey,
hey,
Jason!
what's up, buddy? I didn't even have my hair done or anything.
Bro, you look so cute. You know, you're just a timeless person. You just look the
Yeah.
same in every circumstance I
Awesome.
see you in.
Well, you know what? That's a beautiful thing to say. And I miss you.
Hey, man,
Good
I
to
miss
see
you too. Hey, would you do us the honors of closing out this episode of the A to Z and the Nonsense in Between podcast?
Sure. Assuming that I know everything that you guys have talked about, I'll close it out appropriately.
Yeah, so what we do is we just shout at the mic as violently as possible different ways to follow us. Zach, do you want to give us an example?
Here's an example. When the trash people come by one day during their week, run out there with your laptop, slam it, hold your laptop to the thing that comes and gets your trash can. Hold it up so that when it comes down, it hits that subscribe button.
I see. I get the formula here.
That was
All
the
right.
most elaborate.
All right.
All right, so do you get it?
I get it.
So we're gonna go on a round robin. So
All right,
we're
round
gonna
robin. Here
go
we
all
go.
three of us. All right, we're just gonna
All
keep going for the next minute.
All right.
You start us out, Eamon.
Oh, okay. When you're stuck in traffic and you can't get past that red light, I want you to look at the person next to you, hold up your cell phone, smash it against the screen, point at the video that you're watching, and tell them, follow this podcast, and then hit like and subscribe.
Nice. Okay. Well, I think what you should do is stick your finger in the electric socket so that you don't even have to worry about charging your phone anymore with electricity. It goes through you, and you can always keep your phone charged and ready at all times so that it will make it possible for anybody you're passing. You can get them to sign into their account and subscribe. Phone's always charged. And is that right? Is that how you do it? All right.
That's how you do it. That's how it's done.
Get this one's silly goose, so don't take this one too serious. Get your deceased grandparents' phone that they don't use anymore. Create a podcasting, create an account with their email and subscribe to it on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, Anchor, and any other place that this podcast is at.
Contact the Mormon Church so they can trace your ancestry. Find your ancestor from the 1800s, make an account for them, and like and subscribe to the A to Z podcast.
Nice. I think that you should go to the polling stations during voting day and stand out with all the politicians and make sure that everybody who goes through the line signs up and subscribes for this podcast.
That's pretty good.
Find the nearest road that has road work on. Find the guy holding the stop sign and all the cars lined up. Run up to him, turn around, and the line of cars that are there, tell them to hold their finger out the window and run down the line with your phone up. So every one of them, they hit the subscribe and like and the notification button.
Hijack your local Chick-fil-A. Stand in line with a red shirt on with an iPad in your hand. And instead of taking orders, have them click on the YouTube watch the entire hour-long podcast, and then like and subscribe and hit the bell.
All right, one more.
All right, Jason's going to end us out.
One more.
One more.
All
One
right.
more.
You got to find waiting rooms. Go to hospitals. Go to doctors' offices. Go to any place where people are sitting, and don't even ask them what's wrong with them. Just tell them they need to subscribe, and they don't even need to go to the doctor because this will fix everything that ails them. And don't delay.
Man, that was deep. I love that.
Do it right now. Stop listening and go to the nearest hospital.
Hang up on this podcast and go and like it. What are you doing? And that's the A to Z podcast.
That's it. We're
That's
done.
all we've got.
Mic drop or headphone drop.
I love you, Eamon. I don't have ears on anymore, but I love you.
I love you, Jason. Hey, I'm gonna. Okay, goodbye.
I also didn't have ears on, but that was it. That was episode 3.
That was the whole thing.
Congratulations. For those the 5% that watched it all the way through,
It's not.
you're the
recording
real
anymore.
ones.
It's not recording anymore.
All right.
Oh
That was
my
fun.
gosh! Hold on, I just got it downloaded. Let's check.
Well,
the
let me end this
damage.
out. Actually,
It
no.
says out of space. There's not enough space to save this document to iCloud. Purchase additional storage or remove some storage. It's only a 30. Oh no, it's the whole thing. We got it. It's
do you mean we
both
got
of
it?
us. It's
Oh,
both
it
of
is?
us. It is.
Okay, cool.
I'm a silly goose.
Silly goose.
Man. All right.
All right, I'm going to end this out and then
I just, if you're still here, we're gonna tag this on 2 minutes. There's gonna be 2 minutes of silence, and you're
Yeah.
still gonna hear us. I just want everybody to know I'm not a dummy. I didn't mess up the video,
he didn't. Round of applause for Eamon.
bro. Shout out me.
What a real one you are.
Just watch me go.
Look at you, just slaying.
Just like,
Yeah.
hey, if
So-
you've listened this far, can we just say thank you?
Hey, also, what I said earlier about Eamon messing up the video, disregard that. That was a silly goose moment.
It was a silly goose moment.
Yeah.
Man, Zach, I just want to tell you in front of all these people, I love you.
Hey. That's all I have
Hey.
to say back.
You know what we should do? We should add a little teaser on the life moment that's about to happen tomorrow because this episode's not going out till Monday.
That's right. If you're still listening, then it's tomorrow, which is Sunday. Sunday, what? October 9th. I will be asking my girlfriend, Haven Etheridge,
Oof.
to marry me. So,
Shout out Zach and Haven.
hey, shout me
Yeah.
out. But also, let's hope she says yes, because if she doesn't, then episode 3 is going to be an awkward episode.
Yeah, if she says no, we're not going to put this on the podcast. And
We
then
are.
the podcast is probably going to end because Zach is probably not going to do it with me anymore.
Nope. I'm dedicated. We're posting it.
Are you really?
Yep. Even if she says no.
She says no. And that's on transparency.
Yeah. Transparent. If you want to see
Man.
right through me, here we go. Stained glass window.
The last thing we'll say is if you've ever seen or read Where the Crawdads Sing, Zach and Haven are basically that couple.
Yeah.
But the good couple, not the bad couple.
Not the bad one. Yeah.
Man, Zach, I hope she says yes, dude.
Hey, I hope she says yes too, because if she doesn't, that's gonna be a
It's gonna be
time.
Hey, I'm going to fly home, though. I'm going to fly home and come and hug you and cuddle you.
Do it.
If she says
You're
no.
you better hop on a little plane because you're running out of time.
I am. All right, hey, man. Best of luck. I love you.
Hey,
Thank you guys for listening this long.
Yep. thank y'all for listening. All 5% of you. You're the
All
best.
5%. Man, that's
Just
all we
joking.
need.
Every one of you are the best. Every single one. If you press play, you're the best.
But especially the 5%. And on that note, that's the A to Z podcast.
Love you guys.
Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet has an original point of view. And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you can learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears, get together and make things better by working together. It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Oh, believe in yourself, for that's the place to start.